good. All right, obviously, so the reason why we're here, Keita, tell me a little bit about your decision to come back and kind of what went into that.
So, I mean, it wasn't an easy decision to say that I wasn't going to play at the end of the year. I thought about it a lot, and I mean, it's no secret that softball's been my whole life since I was little. I haven't really had the chance to do anything else besides softball. So, I mean, I'd always planned on playing 4 years, and that was no surprise. And so when it came, I was like, I did my 4 years. I was here, and I was like, I think it's time to move on. And the more I just started thinking about it, I talked to my parents and I talked to some people that I really trusted and they kind of had no input on whether they wanted me to stay or didn't want me to stay. So they couldn't sway my decision. But talked to some people and I really just I didn't like the idea that my teammates that I have been here for 4 years with would still be there and I wouldn't and just be like, not only they always joked about how I always have FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm like, I always have to be in the conversation. I'm like, what did I miss? What did I miss? So I couldn't stand the thought of just not being with them and finishing it out. And I actually told coach like I was watching the World Series and games would be on and I start crying because I was so upset because I was like, this I'm never gonna be able to do that again. And it just kind of hit me that like it's all over. And I just had some tough conversations and really just kind of looked at my pros and cons and I was like, I'm not ready yet. So I called coach up and told her and I'm really excited. I mean, it wasn't an easy decision, but I think I made the right one. So
Can you tell me a little bit about Coach's reaction? I'm sure she was excited. She has four, veterans, really, truly veterans. You guys have been there for a while together, bonded. What was her reaction to that?
I think she was shocked and surprised. I had called her and told her that I was in like that I was thinking about coming back and playing just so she had some sort of idea as to as to me just being like, oh, I have an interest in coming back. I haven't completely made my decision yet, but just give her a heads up. And then we had a few conversations, and I think I called her on Tuesday or Wednesday. I called her on Tuesday and told her my final decision. And of course, she was excited. And I think she was just really happy that I made the decision for myself and that I wanted to stay and finish out my year. Like, that's one more year of my career that I get to spend with my best friends and, um, get to experience a lot of cool things that other people don't. So I think she was just really happy for me and obviously just thinking like we're gonna have the whole starting nine back, which is just an awesome thing. Not many people get to do that. So especially with the experience level that we have a lot of seniors and upperclassmen. So she was excited and we both kind of shared some like ideas of what we thought season was gonna be like and we're super excited.
Can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with, Kayla, Brooke, Kim? You can kind of see it when you're when I'm covering games, when we're out there, I can see that relationship you guys have. Could you put that into words for me?
I mean, it's just like we talk about it all the time. You come in, I didn't know anybody. I'm from Texas, so I kind of got dropped off at summer school and didn't know a soul. So I had to come in, and I mean, they're the only people I knew. Like Brooke Wellness was my roommate my freshman year, so we lived in the dorms together, and it's hard to explain how much time that we spend together and the bond that we share because we've been through everything together, especially my class because of all the hardships that we've gone through a coaching change, through the sanctions and everything going on. I mean, it's been a lot, and we all stuck it out together. And I know people know that we spend a lot of time together, but even when we aren't playing softball, we're hanging out and we're in the locker room and we're doing this. We always say that um, we know exactly what mood each other's in right when we see them the first time of the day because we know each other so well. It's it was heartbreaking at the end of season to think that I'd never be able to play with them again because it's just um, it's such a deep emotional connection that we're gonna have forever. I mean, they'll be my friends long after we're done playing softball. So it's something that I'm very thankful for, and I think it's just special because not a lot of people get to have a bond like that because being teammates is just it's different than just having normal friends.
What does it mean to you that, after, the super regionals and everything, coach said that you guys are really part of that core group that brought this tradition back to Columbia, brought obviously regionals, super regionals. What does that mean to you to be a part of that group?
It's a really good feeling. I mean, when I committed here and signed to play, we were consistently in the top 20, top 15, and I mean, my freshman year, we struggled as a team, and that was a hard year considering we had a coaching change. So we had a lot going against us, but just knowing that my class made a difference in where this program's going, because we're only going up from here. I mean, we've made such a big difference, and we've kind of helped turn the program around. Not that it was ever in a bad place, but we kind of brought it back where it needed to be. And that just means a lot. I think we knew as a class when we came in that we were going to make a difference. We all knew that we were really talented and that we uh, we knew each other so well on and off the field that we were able to form connections that teammates need in order to be successful. I mean, you can have any team, and if you're not close and don't trust each other, then you're not going to succeed as a team that just is really connected and cares about each other. So, I mean, it means a lot to us, and just I'm speaking for them too, not just me, but um, it's awesome to see where we started and how we've ended, and how we're coming to an end, and we're hoping just to continue that, and hoping that the next classes after us and the next years that come will able to do the same thing that we did and just keep Mizzou where it needs to be.
You touched on the success. You guys obviously had a lot of it this year. Can you just, taking you back to that super regional with James Madison, can you tell me just how much is that firing? How much fuel does that give you? How much kind of fuel did that pour on your fire?
It it definitely, like you said, it definitely was emotional. We're confident in ourselves and how we play as a team, and know that we can hang with anybody. And so we knew that James Madison was a tough component coming in, and we we did everything that we could, and it was a tough loss, but I think, like you said, it does fuel the fire coming in. Like we know we could beat anybody. We're a good team, and especially knowing that we're coming back with that, we have everybody. We have the exact same team that we had this past year. Gives us even more confidence because we know that we can do it. We've all been there. There's no one that hasn't done it. The incoming freshmen, they can learn from what we've done, and even the freshmen from last year could teach them and show them things that they might not know because of all the experience that we got to have this past year. I mean, not many teams get to go to super regionals, and especially hosts. So that was a really cool experience, and I I've told all my teammates that was one of the best weekends of my life. It was so much fun, and just this whole postseason, even the SEC tournament, was just a blast. And I think we all grew as a team from the end of season to postseason, just because we went through so much together and so many emotions. But we were super excited to start this next year, and I mean, we're ready to go. And I mean, we still have a little bit, but we know that we can do it, and we're super excited.
Have you guys talked as a team about maybe what you guys learned from that postseason experience? As you mentioned, it was the first for a lot of these girls.
Mhm. So, I mean, we learned that I mean, you have to come in every game. It's like a three game series is always hard. Playing the same team 3 times is, I mean, it's tough no matter who you play. And I think we just learned that we always have to trust each other. I mean, we had a young pitching staff, and I think that they learned a lot, especially because they hadn't even been to or played a full year. I mean, most of them were COVID freshmen, so they hadn't even experienced an actual season yet in conference. So I think that they learned a lot when it comes to what they need to do in order to handle certain situations. And us as a team, just staying on top at all times, like at an energy level, always having really good energy, and just knowing that we can beat anybody. I think confidence is our number one thing. Just knowing that we can do it is our number one priority, because if we don't think we can do it, then we probably won't. So just getting everybody on board and everybody having the same mindset is super important. I think that that's something that we're going to bring into this next season.
You've always been kind of this comforting presence to pitchers. That's the vibe I get. What do you think with this young pitching staff? Where do you think they can go? I think you probably would know better than anybody.
I mean, they really. All I really have to say is I'm just super proud of what they did this past year, because like I can't imagine going in as I mean, a pitcher's you're the on the spot. You're right there. You have a lot of pressure on you, and they handled it so well. And I was so proud of all of them. And I mean, really, all I try and do is just be, like you said, a comforting person for them. And I know they're probably scared of me sometimes because I get mad at them for certain things, but I try and I try and help them stay as positive as they can and just always tell them that you're better. Like, to always reminding them that they can, it doesn't matter what hitter's up, that they can do it. And I I have nothing but good things to say about them, and I'm super excited to see what they bring into this season. And I think that they're all going to grow, not only as players but as people, and how they're going to hold themselves on the mound and in the circle. So I think it's going to be a new year, and I think they're going to bring some new stuff. And I'm really curious to see what they have, and I'm ready to see them because it's been a while. So
Finally, where do you think this team can go this season? That's what I'm gonna have to ask you. Do you think guys can get back to where you were? Even make it further to that College World Series?
I think that's the standard now. I mean, we kind of set the tone, and we know what we expect from ourselves. So I mean, we expect to be in the same position that we were in this past year, and hopefully make it all the way. That would be obviously the main goal. But there's no doubt in my mind that we couldn't do it again, because I mean, we did it this past year, and we we all said when we lost, we're like, we're gonna do it again. Like, we're gonna come back, we're gonna do it again. Like, we've set the tone for Mizzou softball. Like, this is what we're gonna expect every year. We're not gonna shoot our uh, shoot our standards low and be like, well, let's just get here. We know where we can get. We know we can make it to the World Series, and we're just one game away, and that's how it happens sometimes. But we're really confident in what we can do this next coming year, and I think we can make it all the way. And that's a really fun feeling, just knowing going into a next season how successful that we were this past year, and knowing that everybody's coming back is just super cool.
Awesome. Well, I'm happy for you guys. When do you guys start preparations? I mean, I'm sure right now it's kind of a break, but when do you guys go ahead and get started?
It's usually around like the end of August.
Okay.
That area is when we kind of start getting together and having like team meetings and talking about some things and just going from there. I don't know like an exact date, but that's usually my past 4 years. That's usually what we do. End of July, beginning, or yeah, ending end of August is usually when we do that, not July. My bad.
Awesome. Well, I hope it goes well. I'm looking forward to covering you guys again next year. So again, congrats on the decision. That's huge.
Thank you very much. I'm really excited, and I know I made the right decision, but I'm really excited to be with my teammates another year and be with my coaches. So it'll be fun.
Well, I'm sure they're excited to have you back. Thanks for your time, Hattie.
Thank you.